one of the first things that I kind of judge who's got bullshit and who doesn't is, if you block me. So that's like my first golden rule. Anybody that blocks you, right away it's bullshit. And I've been asked to check out a couple of channels, and one of them was this gorilla199, and the other one was who I thought was receptive, and it's soulplayorb. He seems to be a really genuine, nice guy. Watched a few of his videos, so I did respond, but he blocked me. So he's full of shit. As far as I'm concerned, it's like, yeah, anybody that can't have a conversation is full of shit. That's the rule number one. Is, people love to tell you. This is the experience of being trapped into an abusive relationship. Is they send you lots of flowers and they tell you that they love you and they're so nice and sweet to you, and then you just make one question. It's like, well, I don't really like this part. And then, as soon as they don't get their way, that's when you start to see character. That's when you start to see who they really are, is by their response when they don't get their way. And that's why I'm kind of having this golden rule that, you can have a challenging conversation on my channel. I won't block you. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm looking for you to tell me I'm wrong, because that's kind of where the conversation is how are we ever going to find out what's true if you don't tell me where I'm wrong? And I go at that with the same thing, that if I see what you're saying is kind of wrong, I'm going to ask you. And as soon as it gets into the alien shit, nobody knows. They know for sure that it's fact and we'll all see, and but they don't know. They don't know for a fact what's going on, and yet they're coming across as though they do. And then this gorilla199, just as soon as I started seeing the logic that he's coming from, it's like bullshit right away. The Bible. Sorry, if you cannot see the bullshit that's inside Bibles, then if anybody's using a Bible to say, aha, here it is, you are being manipulated by believing shit that's in that Bible. And as soon as you believe that shit in the Bible and it becomes your reality, then you're going to start seeing things to confirm it, because you see what you want to see. But you won't see that unless you see the bullshit in the Bible. Which, one of the biggest ones is, and I'm a mom of 4 kids, and I fell into the trap. And it wasn't until I seen my own insanity did I see the flaws in a Bible. And I'm a believer of God, but, if your way of thinking is all fucked up, if in a magical world we are all fucking insane, and all of the global collapse and everything is the cause of our insanity. Our behaviors are all responsible for everything that's going on. It's not just, it's easy to blame the guys on the top, but you've been manipulated by the guys on the top. So everything that you believe to be true is what they've been manipulating you to believe to be true. So whatever you think is the right way of living, the Bible teaches you that you need to discipline your kids. Why do you need to discipline your kids? Because your kids are born knowing that this is kind of a wrong thing to do, but as a parent, you know what's right, and you're supposed to discipline your child until they behave and conform to the way you want to do it. So there's one flaw in the Bible where it says you got to discipline your kids, because it's a lot healthier. When I ended up seeing what was wrong, and to see what's wrong, what's right, makes a lot more logic sense to communicate with your kids and get them to see the reasoning behind what is a good decision. And we don't do that. We don't reason with our kids. We don't teach them how to think and how to make a good decision, because we don't want that. Our whole system, our Bibles, all of that is designed so you don't think, that you just trust in a concept. So Where I'm dealing with my logic is some science that proves without a doubt what the fuck is going on. I don't personally believe there's any aliens. Do I believe there's shit out there and there's some rich guys that, created spaceships and, do I believe there's a hell of a lot of technology that we're not told about? Yes, I've seen it. So I know that's out there. I know that there's a manipulated game out there. I know that rich people like to make humans not look like humans. That, they're so cloning and, they can make the human body so friggin' deformed that it doesn't look like it's human anymore. So yeah, something may come down to appear to be something different, but it's the same fucking game. It's this evilness within ourselves that, if it has opportunity to grow into something unimaginable, it will. That's what to be human is. So it's, what are the answers then? Could there be aliens coming and attack us? And it's like, it's no fucking different than them coming to war. They're just going to have a different type of gun or a different type of fist. And it's like, always look at yourself as you're the natives, and they're coming to take over, and it's like, if native people had it right, then how did they end up getting taken over? Something was lacking within their logic that allowed negative to just take over them. And it's the same patterns that I've seen with, my abusive experience. There's abuse within my genealogy. What was it that made me be the victim of something? What made natives be the victim of something? What's making us as humanity be the victim of all of this fear that's out there that, we need to protect ourselves from? And it's that kind of logic that it's like, I'm trying to share on my channel, is like, isn't that a little bit more important? Is like, okay, there's big bad out there, but how do you control big bad? So I'm not really seeing any answers. My second rule is they're usually calm. When the bigger picture, there is a calmness to it. I don't have this, oh, I gotta save the world fear, because I see the game. And I know what the potential is. And yeah, the potential is I'll die if everybody doesn't get it. But, how can I say it? Sometimes the part of death is for us to pay attention. And so it's like, even if it takes a couple of generations for people to gain new information, it starts off with the first person that there's a 50-50% chance that I'm still going to die from society not changing its ways, which is the explanation of my smoking addiction. It's like, am I going to let you kill me, or am I going to take control and kill myself? I'll die, and I'll die my way. And that's kind of the whole mentality that we're all dealing with is, we know all of us together are killing ourselves, but if we all just sort of made a shift and decided not to kill ourselves with our addictions, we actually save the whole. So that's kind of what I look for when I it's like, who's a good guy to listen to that has some good information. There is no fear thing. It is what it is. It is about everybody does have to sort of recognize what's going on. I don't see humanity actually getting the bigger picture yet. We're developing that path to understand it, to gain that comprehension, to understand what a solution actually is. We have to learn to face our own fucking insanity. If you don't see your own insanity, which mine is, you know, like, I see everybody's killing me, and yet I go for a cigarette that I know is killing me. You know, so why am I concerned about somebody else killing me when I'm doing such a good job of it myself? That's a fucking insanity. There is something going on there that makes a lot of logic sense if you understand and can comprehend what an addiction is, which is you're stuck in the life is shit, you know, it may as well die because there's some big problems that ain't getting solved. So anybody that's on addiction there's a problem that you can't figure out the answer to. And you're going to constantly try and kill yourself until you find out the reason to live, the reason to push forward, because you've seen the answer. And then you got to forge those new neural nets, you know, forge that new path, that new highway for your brain to go down. When you say just change your mind, no, you got to make, you know, construct a new highway for your mind to go down on, and develop the chemical experiences and everything that supports a completely new way of living because of the new concept you're developing. But while you got all that going on, you got salespeople on the old path you used to take. You know, like, you've got restaurants, you got, you know, on that highway, you know, visited a lot of people, visited a lot of concepts, visited a lot of beliefs. You know, a lot of influences are on your old highway of thought that want to keep you there. So, you know, when you're trying to get off of an addiction, you are still being tied to the old ways of thinking, and forge a new path is like you've never been down that road, so how the hell do you even know how to build that road? But that's where we're all at, is that we got to, you know, figure out what that truth is. And I'm not saying it in these channels. These guys are scared. They are using the logic from a Bible. You know, they are seeing a big fucking enemy out there. Don't matter what kind of enemy it is. It's like you're going to fight about what kind of enemy it is. There is an enemy. It's evil. There's a good and evil. And all of it is us. Everything else is an illusion and story, drama, particle wave. Don't look at the details, look at the bigger picture to get an understanding of what the fuck is going on. This one guy blocked me. It's like, how good is his advice? And he's really, really angry that I questioned him. It's like, okay, what's the difference between what this guy is saying if you ask a question and they block you? It's the same as this Destiny Productions. It's the same thing as Colleen Thomas. You know, you ask a question, they block you. It's like, how come you can't answer a question? How come you seem a little angry? You know, and you know, my philosophy is that if you have loving information, you can only access loving information when you're in a state of love. You can only find peaceful information when you're in a state of peace. But if you're really, really angry and fearful and you ask, you know, what's the answer, you're going to get all the wrong information. So I spent 2.5 years calming myself down, you know, and you have to work through all of the highways that say why you're pissed off and find the logic to make yourself not pissed off. So it's like when you get your mind and you find all of the reasons why you need to be calm and loving, then that's the time you go and ask, okay, is this true about the universe? And you'll see a completely different picture when you go through that process. I don't think it's rocket science, but prove me wrong. So there's a thumbs down from those channels. From me. Peace out.